structure of what I was going to ask you. So right before the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Jackson, you said you stopped watching the NBA, or you're like,
I mean, like I stopped watching the Wizards because the Wizards just fucking suck, bro. I couldn't do it.
well, I
Like
mean, that's kind of like, I
Jordan
mean,
Poole's not that guy. Jordan Poole's not that guy by any means.
okay, first of all, I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to say this. I'm going to make this super clear. Nobody, nobody was going to go on that team this year and be that guy. There's
No, no,
nobody.
no. I'm not. I'm not
As
saying.
soon
I'm
as
not saying
Jordan
we're a
Poole
playoff.
got traded, as soon as Jordan Poole got traded, I mean, the biggest meme was like, look how depressed Jordan Poole looks. And I don't know if
Yeah.
that translated directly into his play, but it looked like it did to me because bro does not give a shit about playing for DC.
No, no. I
And,
mean, he
and I
should.
talk
There's like Daddy's courtside. Like it's not. It's not hard.
and we talk about like me and Devin, we talk about like how much better the Warriors would be if Jordan Poole was on the team. And I like to say better because I don't like okay, if you said this is if you told me all right, Jordan Poole is going to be on the Warriors this year, but he's going to play exactly how he's playing in DC, okay, maybe not. But I mean, I just think just in that system and his role, he's going to play he was a better player in Golden State.
Yeah, because he didn't have the ball in his hands every possession. Like
Yeah, and
like
that's the thing.
when he's like dribbling up the court and shit, and he's like trying to run the offense, it just looks like high school. And like they'll give him like one pick, they'll give him like one pick or something, and then he's like coming around and he's like trying to like dribble on some fancy shit or like sham god somebody, and then he just puts it up. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he had like 35 attempted shots at the end of the game, every single game.
But when I was a fan of Poole when he was a Warrior, I wasn't calling for him to be the point guard. I wasn't like put the ball in his hands, let him bring it up. Like I liked his role. Like Andrew Wiggins is doing no justice filling in any void Jordan Poole left. I
No,
don't think.
no.
And but okay, so you're kind of like how Devin is with Washington or with the Commanders. He can't stand watching Commanders play football,
Oh,
but
I can't either.
he'll watch everybody else. And, you a Commander fan as well. And I'm definitely going to ask you about the whole Sam Howell and who your head coach is going to be and all that. But I guess let's get into these Week 17 games. I guess sorry for being late. Let me say that this is a late ass episode. Episode that should have been done on Monday. First episode of 2024. Y'all can blame Devin for that. I don't really know what bro is up to, but hopefully
I
he's
blame
back
Devin
next
forever.
episode. I Bro, people ask me like, why'd you do? Devin. I don't know. I mean, it's just. I mean, and
Yep.
people that don't even know who Devin is, I'll put it all on Devin.
Mhm.
Um, Dallas versus Detroit was the first game of last week on Saturday. Now the biggest thing from that game was the end of that game. But first
Yeah.
off, me and Devin were talking about this game, and we knew it was gonna be. I said it was probably gonna be like the Miami Dallas game, just back and forth, getting the best of each other, competitive game. It was slow in the beginning. They cooked up in the second half. Detroit made up for their defense, made up for Goff throwing two picks because I thought I was for sure like if the Lions had two or three turnovers, Detroit or Dallas probably wins by 10 at least.
Yeah.
Detroit goes for two four times.
I thought it was. It might have been four. I thought it was three.
So they go for it, and it was the illegal touching. Which, okay, how do you feel about the whole illegal touching thing?
I mean, so like you saw, like I saw on Instagram like a couple days after like that he like went up to the ref to like report or whatever, and I guess like he didn't even though he went up to him, which is weird. Like, why would you if you aren't reporting? And Then like this other like O lineman comes like off the bench and like reports. They said that the guy that came off the bench reported, but the other guy that caught the ball didn't. So I was like, I mean, if you're gonna get like kind of like ticky tacky like that, like okay, but like he came up to you, so like I feel like it should have just ended right there. But then also like you don't get it. Like there's flag, you get pushed back, yada yada. I don't know why you just don't kick it and go to overtime after that.
For sure. Well, you had the referees messed up. I mean, that's all on the referees to me because I heard one explanation where they were saying, "Well, one came up to me, and but I was looking at another number, and I heard one say they were reporting, and I don't know. To me, the refs completely screwed up the first one. But then the second time, they go for it, and what was it called? It was so they went for it 3 different times
Yeah,
because the first one was the illegal touching. The second
yeah,
one was the offsides.
yeah. It
There was a
would have had to been.
because they were moved back and there was offsides and then Dallas picked it off on that play, but then they moved back up. Then they go
Yeah,
for it again. So okay, so they
yeah,
go for it 3 times. So they had 3 different warnings, 3 different chances, 3 different opportunities to kick that extra point and go into
right.
overtime. I mean, you can just dwindle it down to like Dan Campbell just want to be some big bald like we're going for it all
Aggressive ass
here.
dude. Yeah,
But I mean, I don't know that might this close to the playoffs, Dallas, because they want that 2 seed. Kind
yeah.
of, I mean, really, really, really messed up their chances there. Now, at the same time, if they go for it, if the refs don't make that mistake, they probably win that game unless Dak goes down the field in 40 seconds and gets in field goal range. But so
Right.
there's a way different world where we're praising Dan Campbell for it. So I'm not the one time I'm not too hard on him. Doing it 2 more times after that,
Yeah, that's no. You can't do that. You can't
no,
do.
no, no,
I mean,
no.
like
You big
it's not
big
like
fuck up on
Detroit
that.
was like. It's not like Detroit was like fumbling for like points and stuff at the end. Like at the end, they were rolling. Like they
Yeah,
were rolling.
yeah. That's another thing. It makes zero sense being down 1 point, regular season game. Or you're down 7 points. You score a touchdown. Just kick the extra point.
Right.
Trust your offense in one more drive if you get that opportunity to have one more drive, and hopefully y'all come out with a dub. But
Or trust.
or trust your defense, who Devin isn't a fan of, but I like Detroit's defense.
I mean, and Dan Campbell's a defensive coach, and like I don't know, it kind of like rubs me the wrong way that he doesn't trust him and his defense to go into overtime.
Yeah.
Like I know it's the Cowboys, like CD Dak. Um,
But I'm saying, I mean, Tony Pollard, but it's like that's the thing. It's like, are you shaking in your boots of clutch like because of clutch Dak?
I mean, the Cowboys aren't clutch in general. Like we've seen that for years. Like Mike McCarthy isn't clutch,
But
and
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Like maybe like Dan Campbell like just wanted to go home or something. Like he was like, "We're either winning or losing. Like fuck this. We gotta get
we're
out of
not.
here."
Look, I'm telling you one thing. We're not tying. I don't tie. I don't tie. And then the next game after that, the first game of Sunday, or the first 1 o'clock game, Baltimore versus Miami. Which how do you now? I've been up and down with the Ravens all year. As a Ravens fan, I've seen this before. I've seen
Yeah.
a dominant Lamar Jackson and the Ravens win a bunch of regular season games and get a first seed and Lamar even potentially win an MVP and all this. And I've seen him not show up in postseason
The
games.
playoffs. Yeah. I mean, that's what I think it ultimately comes down to. Like he's most likely going to win the MVP based off of that game. Um,
And the
and
Niners.
yeah, I was gonna say, and the Niners game.
And back to
Um,
back. Yeah.
yeah,
But
and
sorry, go ahead.
especially no, like hanging damn near 60 points on somebody that hung 70 on someone's head earlier in the year. It's like you're supposed to go far in the postseason, I feel like. And I don't know, like, I don't know what the problem would be for the Ravens, like, not being, like, pessimistic, but outside of Lamar. Like,
That
like, like maybe the receiving core, but Zay Flowers looks real good. Zay looks
okay.
real. OBJ's making sideline catches every like once a game, but he's only getting like 2 or 3 catches. So like,
OBJ as a third option is great.
yeah, that's what he's supposed to be at this point.
We lose Mark. Isaiah likely steps up in amazing fashion. We lose
But
JK.
we knew likely
Go
was going to
ahead.
be like that based off of his preseason play. Because I remember we used to talk about that all the time. We were like, likely.
Likely looking. And then we lose JK early in the season, and our running backs step up. And we lose Keaton Mitchell a couple weeks ago. Our running backs
Yeah,
step up this game. Gus and Juice still do their thing. We got Melvin Gordon out here scoring touchdowns.
yeah.
Uh,
Melvin Gordon doesn't look good at all. No.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah. We're definitely when we're up 40, we'll put Melvin
Yeah,
in. We'll
of
throw
course.
Melvin in. But that's the thing. We are, and we'll talk more about this when we predict on next episode. But we got the first seed. It's already confirmed that Lamar's sitting this final game.
Yeah,
This was 2019.
yeah,
2019, 14 and 2, we or 13 and 3, whatever we ended as. Lamar wins MVP, sits last week, get the first round bye, get slaughtered by the not slaughtered, but we get spanked by the Titans. Derrick
yeah.
Henry did. And now here's the thing. I think there is a like you there is a noticeable difference in this team and that team.
Yeah,
Like I think like okay, you look at that 2019 team. It's like I mean, who is Lamar doing that with? Willie Snead, Mark Ingram. I mean, obviously he had Mark Andrews, but I'm saying like, who else was he
was
really
was
working with?
Steve Smith still on that team, or that's he
No,
was?
no, no. He was gone after that or before that. But I'm saying like I couldn't even tell you. I can't even remember. I can't even pull back in my brain that year anymore because it was nobody's
Right.
or
Herman,
Hollywood,
Rashad Herman.
Hollywood. I guess Marquise Brown. There
Yeah,
you go, Hollywood and Willie Snead. Like I'm saying, like we weren't doing this with like Zay Flowers is one of the best receivers already for the Ravens in ever
yeah.
already.
I mean,
Um,
I think he might be like I don't. Obviously, I don't watch a whole lot of Ravens games, but I think he might be like he's like a slot guy, right? Like you'll put him inside the numbers, and then he goes crazy.
yeah,
Oh. I mean, just based off of like rookie shit, like he could definitely be an easy top 5 slot guy in the next within like not like within, but like throughout the next like 5 6 years, easy.
I mean to me, I mean he's not having a Puka or CJ Stroud year, but
You don't need.
if those two didn't names didn't exist, he could be Elroy.
Yeah,
Um, but that's the and I mean the defense is a completely different animal than 2019's defense to me, at least from what I've seen. And you know what I'm worried about is just if Lamar stays calm, cool, and collective the way he has all year. The way I mean he and our offensive coordinator giving Lamar full control of the offense as well.
yeah. I mean, losing Greg Roman is definitely addition by subtraction. But
I
like,
go ahead.
go ahead.
The only I'm worried about subtle things like I don't want Andrews to come back in a divisional round and be rusty or and mess up the flow or something like
Well,
that. Like
that's
I'm worried about that type of issue.
yeah, that's kind of what I feel like is like might happen benching Lamar and then him getting another week off. That he's not gonna come back with the same like fire under his belt kind of thing. Like he's gonna like not necessarily lose, but he's gonna like I don't know, like not have the same edge that he does right now. Like trying to like not trying to prove something, but like try and prove something. Like I'm supposed to be the quarterback here of the future. I'm supposed to win playoff games. I'm supposed to get the 1 seed in the dominant AFC. Like,
He can't get too comfortable.
nah.
And all year he's been on this is one game at a time shit. And
Yeah.
it's I'm worried about this, that, and that. And now he's always been I want a Super Bowl. I want to get to the Super Bowl. But
Right.
he
Yeah.
is right. He's been locked in all year. And I mean, he hasn't really folded, and he hasn't showed like. There's been years, even 2019, where there were games where it was like, "Ooh, like what is bro like? What is?"
Yeah.
He's got a lot of work to do, but I don't
But
know the
he's
way.
a much more refined passer now. Like,
Dude,
much. Like, he looks good throwing the ball
I mean, he's to me, he's the best playmaker in the league.
by
Being
far.
able
Yeah.
to, I mean, move around behind the line, and then the plus his ability to throw. I mean, I don't know. You can't really beat it. But enough of Baltimore and Miami. I guess some games that I mean, New England versus Buffalo. How do you feel about Buffalo? Because I'm tired of watching them struggle every week
Yeah.
and win, and people hyping them up. It's like, go ahead.
Yeah. On the same point, like on the same token, like I hate seeing Buffalo like barely win, scrape by against New England, and then everybody on ESPN and Fox is like, Buffalo's a force to be reckoned with. Like, Josh Allen's a force to be reckoned with. Buffalo is not. Like,
But then
if
the
Josh
craziest
Allen
thing
has a good
is,
game, go
but
ahead.
I feel you that I feel you like Josh Allen's a force to be reckoned with. But then what about that Dallas game where they blow Dallas out the water and Josh don't even throw for 100 yards?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. Well,
it doesn't.
that game,
Those don't make sense to me.
no, not at all. And they don't have a run game. James Cook made the Pro Bowl. Why? I really have no idea. Um, and like literally outside of those two, I guess James Cook, Stephon Diggs, and Josh Allen. Like I don't really see like a playoff team. Like who do they play this week? This coming week?
Oh, Miami for the AFC East.
Yeah, but if they lose, they're out of the playoffs.
Are they? Well, I think if some other teams lose too, they might still be in. Let me check real
Right,
quick
right.
because so they might have a chance, but if they lose, yeah, I think their odds of making it definitely fall.
Like they're either the 2 seed or out of the playoffs. And I don't understand like okay, they're the 2 seed. I think Miami would still be in after that through like tiebreakers of those other teams. But
Hmm.
like I don't see how a team that's on the verge of not making the playoffs, you're calling like the fifth best team in the league. Like no. Like Buffalo has a turnover problem and they have a sometimes they don't play defense problem. And if I guess if they fix those, they'll be the normal Buffalo that'll go out in the divisional round. Like, okay, big whoop. But they I don't know. I think they do need to blow shit up. I don't know if Sean McDermott's the guy like of the future. Like I could see him leaving, but I think they might need like an offensive coach, like a Brian Dable, since he left for the Giants. Like he was like the quarterback coach for Josh Allen, and he like made him look good. And now
Mhm.
he left, and now he's turning the ball over every 5 minutes. So it's like one of those things. You need to protect Josh Allen and make him not turn the ball over.
How long? How much longer does Diggs last in Buffalo?
I mean, if my crystal ball is correct, and they go in the divisional, like he's gone after this year.
Okay, I could see that. I could definitely see
Yeah,
that. I mean, he's
I don't see him playing another year. Fuck
no,
no.
no. He complains a lot. He does not like he yeah no I don't know I don't know Diggs does a lot of complaining, so I would not be surprised if he's out after this year. Um, Atlanta versus Chicago. I mean, it happened. That game, it was on. I have no trust in Desmond Ritter as their future. Russ to Atlanta, maybe.
I don't know. I think Justin Fields to Atlanta.
Russ to where?
No, no, no. Justin Fields to Atlanta.
Justin Fields to Atlanta.
Think about that. Home? He's home. He went to
Okay.
No, he went to Ohio State. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I think he's from Georgia though. And
Well,
then he gets
he went to
he
Georgia and then transferred.
Oh, okay, okay, that's right. And then he gets to play in a dome, and it's not as big of a market as Chicago. And with Arthur Smith, some offensive genius that doesn't play Bijan any minutes, like he could he could maybe do something down there, but I think Chicago's probably going to move off of Fields and take Caleb, but
Mm.
I don't know. Like Justin Fields has these weird like highlight games like where he's running everywhere and throwing touchdowns out of nowhere and then it kind of negates him being terrible for the past 4 games.
Yeah, but see, I, the thing about Atlanta is they have a roster that could easily at least win their division with a made quarterback.
Yeah, but that's not saying a whole lot cuz the NFC South is worse than the NFC East was like 2 years ago.
But to me, I mean, yeah, but I feel like once you get to the playoffs, I feel like you never really know. I'm just saying like Russ I think Russ in a playoff game and his experience, I would just trust a lot more than Fields. And that's if Fields
Oh,
even makes it to a playoff game. But
yeah.
if they want to build around Fields, I'm thinking more of like win as much as we can now
Yeah.
before pulling a trigger on someone like Russ. But I don't know where else Russ could go, which is a
I
conversation I
mean,
did want to have.
like I feel like I am wrong about this, but I do just have to like put it out there. Like I feel like Russ might have like a little like Carmelo Anthony in him, like where he goes away for like a couple years, like not retire, but nobody like picks him up, like maybe like 1 year or something. And then he'll come back and then he'll go somewhere and he'll be like, all right, this is the old Russ for like 6 games. And then it's
You
back to
think?
normal.
You think?
I mean,
You
I
think
definitely think it's possible.
there's no chance like he's a commander next year?
I mean, I do think there is a chance,
Would
unfortunately.
you?
But
Would you, unfortunately over what y'all have right now? Come on,
bro, we have
Russ
the
could,
second pick. We have the
but
second pick. Play our rookie. Play our rookie.
but what Russ could do with the weapons y'all have, y'all got better weapons in Denver.
Yeah, yeah. But
Washington
we
has
also
better weapons
we
in
don't.
Denver.
I feel like we have a worse defense than Denver.
Yeah, but you could solve that with a second pick. You could try. You could try to. You could try.
Oh, I want a quarterback. I'm not taking Russ over a fucking rookie quarterback. Fuck
So
no.
who do you want to draft? As a Commander fan, who do you want to draft a
I mean,
quarterback?
the obvious choice is Caleb. But so like right now we have the two. We have the chance to move up to the one. I think.
What are y'all gonna
Maybe
pull Carolina where y'all trade up to the one but get rid of your best receiver for it and then get a quarterback?
I mean, I
That
would.
wouldn't suck.
I mean,
Because I'm not getting rid of
like,
Terry to get a quarterback. Because that's like
yeah,
I'm like, what
counterintuitive.
are we doing?
Yeah,
The Panthers fucked up by doing that. I think so.
I mean, the Panthers are just terrible. The Panthers should never win another game in the NFL ever. But
Trading away let's trade away DJ Moore and get a rookie quarterback.
and then sign
And then
Adam,
let's get Adam Thielen and Hayden Hurst. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah.
and then fire our coach 8 games into the season.
Jesus Christ.
All right. But my top two quarterbacks are. I would want Caleb. If we can't get Caleb, I want Michael Penix out of Washington.
mm, mm, mm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too familiar with Washington at all. I'm not gonna lie. Uh,
They're in the college football final.
I've been following them, like seeing like
Oh,
where they ended up, but I'm saying like I definitely haven't watched the Washington game. Like
I don't watch either
Kind of
Washington
you
game.
with like the Wizards, like me with the Gators. I kind of clocked out at one point where I was like,
Yeah,
this is just terrible, and it kind of made me not want to watch
unwatchable.
any college football. But I definitely watched I watched Georgia roll over Florida State, which Florida State can suck my dick, begging for a
Yeah.
playoff spot, and then lose 63 to 3. 63 to
Well,
3.
they also had literally like 12 people. I think it was like 8 starters go in the transfer portal before that game.
Boo fucking who. But fuck Georgia too.
Oh yeah,
Um
I don't fuck both of them.
um but yeah, so all that to say I don't know much about Penix, but he could be nice. I just to me quarterbacks from that side, they're known to have really good numbers um because there's just no defense played over there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. But I
So
mean, it was the last year of the Pac-12. It kind of looked good. Like Oregon was in the running for a little bit,
mhm.
and USC had Caleb, and that's it. But
That's
like,
another. That's the thing about Caleb is Caleb as good as we think? And Caleb is Caleb and Caleb still hasn't. I mean, he is he still standing on that I'll go back to college if it's some trash team that wants me?
I mean, I doubt it. You gotta make your bread early.
Because I mean, he was on that earlier this year. He was like, "I'll go back
Oh,
to
I know.
USC." And I mean, with the NIL deals now, I mean, he's getting he's already in the Heisman house. He's getting his bread. Obviously not NFL quarterback money, but he's getting money. Um,
Yeah.
so I could see him, but it's like, what are you gonna wait another year just for a team that's maybe 2% better drafts you or picks you up? Because no team is gonna be Super Bowl ready. It's gonna draft you.
Right. Right.
So I mean, you
And
gotta
that's
you gotta
the worst part
you got to pull that
about
trigger
his.
at some point.
Yeah.
Um, what game? I don't even know. We were at Atlanta versus Chicago. Tennessee versus Houston. I said if CJ played, it was Houston by a mile. Um, it's time for the Titans to rebuild, completely
Yeah.
implode.
Yep.
I mean, I'm talking Henry out of there, D Hop experiment,
Yeah.
get it over with. Tannehill out, no Levis, no Willis, no nothing. We are restarting. Shit, y'all trade for 1 seed and get Caleb Williams. We're done. The Titans need to be. They're this team that have been stuck for it seems like the last 10 years or so. I'd say ever not 10 years. That's I'm guessing, but the Tannehill, Derrick Henry era. It's just been
Yeah.
that's all it's been. It's been Derrick Henry going crazy every year, and it's like Titans are contenders, and they're not. We all know they're
No.
not. We talk about them every year. They play in a terrible AFC South division, and the more competitive the other teams get, the worse the Titans look. I mean, you got Gardner Minshew pushing for a playoff spot. Titans can't get anything done with anybody. Um,
Yeah.
but that's it. That's really all I have for that. Tennessee needs to rebuild, and CJ Stroud's winning Elroy.
Yep. I mean, if I think if Puka breaks this record, that's like I think I saw it earlier. It's been like standing for like 60 years or something like that. I mean,
It's
it'd be hard not to give it to him.
we're gonna talk about awards in a few, but it's definitely interesting. I think the biggest thing is gonna be like, well, he did this was it's got to be who they did it with. You got Matt Stafford throwing you the ball, and you got C.J. Stroud basically. Now because we don't know how good, we don't know what Nico Collins was gonna be with shit, he could have been Puka if he had Matt Stafford. So it's like
Yeah.
we don't
Thanks.
really know
Oh, yeah.
yet. So it's harder to gauge who's doing what or but because at the end of the day you got someone like Brock Purdy where it's like you got amazing weapons. It's kind of hard to fuck this up.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I'm not too sure. But Vegas versus Indianapolis. I mean, Colts, they're another weird team. They'll play okay, but I mean they're not.
Both are weird.
But well, Vegas is weird, 100%.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. It's like the Colts have been pushing for a title, a division title all year. And
Yeah,
it's like I don't really know. I mean, obviously, I hate to say it, but knew this was going to happen with AR.
yeah,
Man, he
yeah,
was. I mean, would love to go back and pull the tape. And I think I specifically was saying like he's not going to be playing in January. He's not going to be playing in December. Like he's going to be on the injury reserve list. And look where he's been there almost damn near all year. Um, but the Colts are no threat. I mean, but like
no, they're not winning playoff games.
my biggest fear though is like the Ravens get rusty and like lose to the Colts in the divisional round or some
That
stupid
good at
shit.
all. That wouldn't be good at all.
No,
But I
that would
don't
be
think the Colts are making the divisional. Like I think they're
that's the other
losing in the
thing.
wild.
Yeah, they probably lose to the Chiefs or something. You know,
Yeah,
yeah, the Chiefs could drop every single ball and they probably still beat the Colts.
yeah.
Um, Carolina versus Jacksonville. What were you gonna
Well,
say?
I do think Antonio Pierce should get the head coaching job at the end of the year too. Like I don't think they should bring in
Oh,
another. Like I
yeah,
think
yeah, 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 yeah.
Pierce,
Yeah, no, no, for sure, for sure. Um, Carolina, Jacksonville. Look,
Jacksonville looks terrible.
here's my problem though. I was under the, I was like, I mean, look, I knew they could easily win this game because they were playing Carolina, but I was under the impression that Jacksonville was terrible without Trevor Lawrence. You know, like I didn't think they even had a chance at beating Carolina without Trevor playing.
Well, I mean they still have weapons. Ridley, Kirk, ETN.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think their defense is more like just kind of still like young.
See, but
They,
those weapons like Kirk and Ridley, like to me, I see like someone like Trevor Lawrence making the best of those quarterback
right.
or of those weapons,
Yeah.
but not all quarterbacks being able to do that. So I didn't think like Bethard or whoever it was came in is going to be able to just eat as well,
Right.
like with the same weapons. But I mean, do you think? What do you think? You think Jacksonville's any? You think there will be any problem in the playoffs or what?
I mean, they might win one game. Like I feel like just in like so like if I'm like a Jacksonville guy, like I feel like I wouldn't want to play Baltimore. I wouldn't want to play Cleveland.
Yeah.
I feel like anybody outside of that, I feel like I wouldn't mind playing Buffalo if they get in there. Miami's like real streaky. Like they could
Kansas
hang a lot
City?
of points on your head, but like
Did you mention
Kansas
KC?
I feel like Kansas City kind of matches up well with Jacksonville. Like Kansas City's more defense than offense at this point,
Yeah, they're definitely not that offensive juggernaut anymore.
right? And Kelsey looked like he could be done in the next couple years.
Well, we all know. Look,
Yeah, yeah,
we know,
yeah.
look. Kelsey's got other shit on his mind. He's not. He's the last thing he's worried about. He's more worried about his quarterback's brother assaulting his girlfriend in the fucking in the stands
Yeah.
than scoring touchdowns. But
That's why they sat him next to Brittany. They were
which
like, "You need to stay over here."
speaking of people that throw drinks on other or on fans, Carolina's owner. Did you see that?
Sell the team.
Carolina's yeah. What is that? What the you can't. I don't care how mad you are as an owner. You're a billionaire. You can't
Yeah,
get mad at like this guy who like spent like his whole check on this ticket. You throw a drink
he's
at him. I
not
mean,
even like. It's not even good seats. Like they're sitting in front of the suites
uh
at
huh.
the very back of the
Yeah.
inner bowl.
So that shit that's hanging over.
And it was in Carolina.
Yeah. So it was a Jacksonville fan in Carolina.
So you're saying those tickets were $48 to sit there, and you're gonna throw a drink on them? That's somebody that bought tickets to come to your stadium. That's insane to me. That's insane.
And I'm pretty sure bro got I mean, I know he got fined, but the fans should get paid. Like
Oh
fans
yeah, he should
fans
get
should
paid
get
that fine money.
yeah, he better get breaded up because
Yeah.
I mean, if it was me, I'm having the drink thrown at me. I'm slipping on the ice. I'm grabbing my neck. It's over with. You're screwed.
Yep.
I'm the owner of the
Yep.
Panthers now. I'm 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 owning the team.
Calling the shots.
I'm calling every shot. Arizona versus Philly. How do you feel about the fragile Philadelphia Eagles? How do you feel about them?
I don't want to call them like fraudulent, but that's like the way it's looking. But like, I
Well,
don't know.
I wouldn't say fraudulent. I'd say fragile.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Jalen Hurts, I don't think has been 100%. Um, I think I don't know. I like Sirianni, the head coach, but like I don't know. There's something. There's like some missing thing about them. Like obviously their defense isn't good by any means. Like it's decent, but like you're supposed to have this like great like rushing attack, right? Like you're supposed to be like one of the top three teams running the ball. But
Hmm.
yet they wanna like just feed AJ Brown all day. And yeah, like he's a great receiver, like top 10 probably. Like I'm not gonna go down the list, but I feel like top 10.
Yeah.
Like, but like you gotta lean into what your identity is and like what you're really good at. Like Hertz is more. I don't want to say more of a runner than a thrower, but like he's more of a runner than a thrower. Like you gotta use your O line to run the fucking ball. Like that's it, and
Well,
they don't. They don't.
what's your take on the tush push?
I don't care. Keep it.
Keep it. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely think keep it. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like the tush push has gotten them to what 11-5 is what they're at right now, or some shit like that. Like, who cares? Like,
I mean,
it's not. It's not making or breaking games, but it is at the same time. But like, also like, what O line is as good as Philly's that's doing that? Like, it's more of a O line thing than a quarterback thing.
but like, there's so many teams that could take advantage of that rule and have the
Yeah.
quarterback dive forward, have two players pushing him behind him. I mean, now obviously it's a variation of a QB sneak, but a lot of teams could do that. Yeah, go stand behind your 6'5" lineman and as two
Yeah.
running backs push you forward. I mean, yeah, it's 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 annoying, but you can't change the an entire rule in football because somebody
It's
is good at
it,
something.
right.
If that makes any sense. But Philly, I mean, they lost to Arizona.
But Arizona, like, all right, so Arizona's not a good team, obviously, but they're one of those
Arizona.
teams like the Commanders, like a couple years ago, like where like if you were undefeated and you're going to play the Commanders, you're like, oh, I don't know. Like we were kind of like notorious, like the Steelers a few years ago, the Ravens in the preseason, um, Philly a couple years ago, I think twice. Like we're like it's one of those like not like streak busting teams, but like it's like you Arizona plays better against better teams for some reason. And Kyler's back, so it looks like he's just getting more Kyler-esque
And
as the season.
I think Kyler is still better than a lot of these guys that people
Oh
praise
yeah.
or have hope
Oh yeah.
for. I
But
mean,
Kyler doesn't get the recognition that he did before he got the injury. And I don't know, I feel like that's kind of wrong.
and he could. I mean, if he goes to another team next year, I don't know if he's out of Arizona, and I don't know what that move
He shouldn't
looks
be.
is. But
Arizona's fucking up if he's out.
well, I mean, I don't. Does he want to play for Arizona? I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know. I don't know if Kyler wants to play for Arizona. And I think, I mean, if anything, I think leaving Arizona and going somewhere else and playing well, I think that just makes him look even better considering the flack he has gotten in Arizona. But I don't
yeah.
know. New Orleans versus Tampa.
I thought
Basically,
New Orleans was going to be this crazy team, and they fucking just fucking suck.
and I'm not gonna let this one game define it either because the Bucks dug a hole early. turned the ball over quick, dug a big hole. He really couldn't get out of it. I still think they're better than the Saints.
Yeah.
They they they're I think they're gonna win the South. They still are in first place even after losing. So they just
Yeah.
gotta win. They just gotta win and they will have a home playoff game. But how do you feel about Baker? Because I was saying preseason. I mean, I said preseason the Bucks are winning the NFC South. Baker Mayfield is going to win the NFC South, and throughout the season, I've been saying like I look, Baker is not some top 5 guy. He ain't some top 10 guy. He's not he's not amazing. But you had Odell Beckham Jr.'s father on Instagram calling you out and basically just saying you were shit. And you were just another Cleveland Brown quarterback that got rotated in and out and you were just some bum. I mean, and you come
Definitely
back,
nothing to say about that.
you bring the Bucks to the playoffs. It's like, yeah, it's like they're a good team, or they're a pretty good team. So yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks that could have went and done that, but he did it. He didn't. He didn't win 4 games and turn the ball over a bunch. He's had a pretty good season.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I all that to say. How do you feel about Baker? Because I know people who are like on that side of like, yeah, he's pretty good, and then there's people who are like, he sucks.
I mean, I'm definitely somewhere in the middle. Like I don't think he's terrible by any means. I think he's the best quarterback in his division. I think Derek Carr fell off a cliff, and not like taking anything away from Baker, but I feel like I don't like he's definitely a starting quarterback. He's definitely top 32. Like he shouldn't be a backup anywhere. I think he'll most likely always have a starting job, but I don't think he's a game changer. Like I don't think he's really impacting the game like that. Like you put weapons around him, Godwin, Evans, if they had a better running back than like Rashad White, then I feel like he could do something. Like put him on the Niners. I don't know. I I, I
Look,
feel like they'd be in the same spot.
look. I'm not the right guy to make this call because I'm a little biased. But if you put Baker in Brock's place, you have very similar outcomes.
Yeah, yeah. I think
It's
that.
gonna be
Yeah.
the yeah. So I don't know. I'm glad. I'm all right. All right. I'm glad you're at least not shitting on Baker. Rams Giants. The Rams suck. I don't.
I think Giants suck.
The Giants suck, but like I mean, if you don't, I mean, the ending of that game was Tyrod Taylor leads them down the field, and then what? They missed the field goal. Was it a field goal or extra point? Now I can't remember.
I don't know.
I
I
don't.
watched
They did
that.
not. They didn't go down and score. I see. This is the problem with talking about games that happened a week ago, um, because you forget how they ended. But yeah, okay, it was 25-26, and at the end of the game, Tyrod Taylor comes in. You know, here we go. Yep, there's 38 seconds left. No. Excuse me. Not 38 seconds left, but in with 38, there was a minute and 8 seconds to go. In 38 seconds, he set Mason Crosby up to hit a 54 wider or 54 yarder. Which the reason I said wider is because it went wide fucking left. Uh, and they lose the game to the Rams because of that. Thinking, I thought Crosby was some clutch kicker that was going to be able to come in and nail
Yeah.
one for the game, but the Rams beat the Giants by a point. I don't think the
Yeah.
Rams are that good, bro. I just don't. I mean, they got a
I
playoff
mean,
spot.
I don't think they're that good. I don't think they win a playoff game, but like they're like I feel like they're kind of like sneaky. Like they're a sneaky out. Like you gotta like actually like put forth some effort to beat the Rams. Like I feel like their defense is Aaron Donald and children. Like
Yeah, but that's the story of the NFC. It's like you can, and kind of with the, I mean, kind of with the whole NFL, but it's like the Rams can catch Dallas slipping.
Oh yeah,
They can catch
I think
Phil. They can
anybody
catch,
can catch a slipping.
but it's like, could they catch San Fran slipping? You put pressure on Brock Purdy.
Yeah, that's true.
You put pressure on Brock Purdy. Now, I'm not saying you got Ravens pressure and you're making him throw 4 picks, but
Right.
you can make him throw two. You can make him
Yeah.
go 2 or 3, and it might change the game. Puka might go for 110, 2 touchdowns. I don't know. I don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. Like I still think the Rams. I mean, they were, like I said, a 54-yarder away from losing to the Giants last week. So they can lose to the Giants. They could beat Philly. They're a weird team.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a better Arizona.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Better Arizona. Which is like I mean, I don't know, not the best comp. But Jackson, you guys played. Washington played San Fran. I need to know how you feel about your boys because look, we knew. I mean, obviously the San Fran was winning this game. Now I said they were winning by 20. Devin said by 38. They won by 17 or what? 17, 18 points. So I mean, hey, better than what both of us called.
I
But
stopped watching five,
I
but
need to know. I need to know just how you feel about Sam Howell, how you feel about Rivera getting out of there, who you're looking for your head coach. Just how do you feel as a Commanders fan right now?
I mean, terrible right now. But like when the draft comes around, I'm ecstatic, and I feel like I'm like that every year. But like I feel like next year could be like a little like the Giants year when they went to the playoffs last year.
Mhm.
Um. Anyway, Sam Howell, terrible. Get him out of there. I don't care that he almost led the league in passing. Like, who cares? Like, you were supposed to go out and throw the ball a lot, and that's what you did. Cool. Um, I wouldn't mind like necessarily like trading Terry. Like, he's great. Like he's great, but I feel like we're just wasting his career. Like kind of like a Dame. Like I feel like Terry is Dame. Like I
Terry
just
is
feel bad
Dame.
at this. I just feel bad at this point. Um, Ron, I'm so happy he's out of there. I wouldn't necessarily mind promoting Bieniemy because he made Sam Howell kind of look good for like 10, 12 weeks. But I do feel like, hot take, I don't want Belichick. I wouldn't mind Harbaugh out of Michigan. I know he's not going to come here, but a sneaky one. A sneaky, sneaky, sneaky one. Keep your eye on this. If Pittsburgh
No.
moves on from Tomlin's coming to Washington.
If Pittsburgh moves on from Tomlin,
They can't keep having these 9-7 seasons. It doesn't do them any good. They need to be bad and get good picks. Okay?
Tomlin is going to the Chargers.
No, Harbaugh is going to the Chargers.
Okay. Okay, if Jim goes to the Chargers, y'all can have Tomlin. But I want to see Tomlin go over there, create a defense for Justin Herbert, and just go absolutely crazy with that team. But if Jim Harbaugh can do the same, okay.
Well, I feel like Jim Harbaugh more is like a both sides of the ball kind of guy. Like he can get both sides right. And I think that's what the Chargers need more than anything. Like their offense is cool, but it could definitely be better, obviously, with two great receivers and one of the best running backs in the league. But like if Tomlin like I need Tomlin in Washington because he's
But
from Virginia. He's from Virginia.
What does Tomlin do for y'all?
Better defense than Rivera. He'll make us win so I can watch the games. And especially if we have a rookie quarterback, it'll like it could be like a kind of like not I'm not saying whatever quarterback we pick is going to be like Big Ben, but like we could have like a Big Ben Tomlin connection kind of thing, like where it's like y'all are going to grow together and it's not going to be Kenny Pickett, which is good for Tomlin. So it's a win on both sides.
Okay. I feel you. I feel you. But I mean, Pittsburgh. And speaking of Pittsburgh, they beat Seattle, which they just had to make sure Tomlin didn't have a losing season. That's all that was. Because I don't know if they even beat Tyler Huntley and the Ravens this week, which is something we'll talk about next episode. But Cincinnati, Kansas City. I don't know about you. And look, I get it. Kansas City leads the league in drops. There's no excuse for how not dominant they are. Like they are not. I mean, they're not the same dominant Chiefs they are anymore. And I don't. Yeah, they won. They still struggled throughout this entire game versus the Bengals.
Yeah,
The Bengals.
yeah,
The Bengals are not a good team this year. I mean, it's just. I mean, without Joe Burrow, especially. I mean, it's just obvious. But
right.
I see no chance Kansas City making it back to the Super Bowl this year unless they make a full 180 turn change. Like it's got
Here,
to this year. No
fuck
chance.
no, fuck no.
Absolutely not. Unless they just like I said 180 spin turn up in the playoffs. There's absolutely no fucking chance they make it. Do they make it to the AFC Championship game? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I just don't see they're not them anymore. They're just not. They're not. They're good. The Chiefs are still good. Patrick Mahomes is still great, but nah, no Super Bowl this year. We're not watching Kansas City play in February.
No.
Um, Chargers, Denver. Who cares? It
Yep.
happened, and then Green Bay, Minnesota. That game also happened. I just want to say this. I don't know how you feel about this, but I just really, really would like to ask the NFL, Fox, CBS, ESPN, whoever's airing the Packers games, when and where, stop the Favre and A-Rod comparison.
Oh, to Jordan Love,
Jordan Love is not Brett Rodgers, Aaron
bro.
Favre.
But he is decent. He's fine. He's fine.
Okay, here's the thing. You can be decent and also like two things can be true. Like you can be good, but you can also not be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, yeah, 100%,
But it's
100%.
like they're trying to throw in like the smallest details of Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre and compare it to something that Jordan Love also does. Like last game, it was he left his feet on a pass,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
showed a picture of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers doing that. And I just wish I could have the time to go back and find 100 other quarterbacks that left their feet for a throw. Um,
And
but
you know what? You know what? Collinsworth said during that play too. The
what?
famous Chris Collinsworth line. It's like, yeah,
Ah, which one? That one?
that's real. That's real Patrick Mahomes esque, bro. He says it literally every single week. If he can mention Patrick Mahomes to what a quarterback does, he'll do it every single time.
I would yeah, if I said this last week, if what Lamar, like Lamar, what he did to San Fran on Monday night or on Sunday night or whenever that was, I was like, if that was Chris Collinsworth, or if that was Patrick Mahomes, Chris Collinsworth would have been dead on the floor having a stroke. Like he'd be dead. I mean, it would be I don't know. The glazing he does for Patrick Mahomes is
It's
definitely
weird.
wild.
It's weird.
How do you feel about the college football playoffs?
I thought they would have. They're going exactly how I thought it would go. Florida State doesn't make it, cool. And then Alabama gets in, they get rolled. Not like rolled, like it was a good game, but like I
To
think
me, that
Michigan.
was to me that was the national championship game.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be hard to believe Washington wins
yeah,
versus Michigan. Um,
yeah.
but
But
yeah,
like
no,
I
I'm
do I
sure
do
you
like
were
Washington.
probably
Like
a
my
huh?
fault.
No,
I
go
said I
ahead.
do like Washington a lot. Like Washington. I mean I just like Penix. Like obviously I said at the
Mm.
beginning like I want Penix on the Commanders, but like I don't know. Like I feel like Washington is a good story. Like they're better than TCU was last year that beat Michigan. So like I don't
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know how that factors in, but I do feel like Michigan's a better team. Like Michigan's just gonna run all over them.
Yeah, yeah, it's probably gonna be a boring national
And
championship game.
you know my problem with Michigan too. I hate to see them win. I
I
hate to
don't. Did I
see them.
forget? Did I for? Oh, oh, this is like some off the air. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, sorry,
Yeah,
sorry, sorry. I got you. I got you. Who's your comeback player of the year?
I can tell you who it's not.
Just say yeah. Say it. Just say it. Because I mean I agree.
Yeah, I'm just saying I can tell you who it's not.
Is
Somebody that
he
didn't play.
is he on the Bills roster by chance?
He's he's definitely on the Bills.
look, look. I don't know how many times I have to keep saying this because I feel like at some point we can stop. It, it's great that DeMar Hamlin survived. Like, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
nobody's sitting here like, man, fuck that. like, like nobody, like, yeah, everybody is happy for him, but you don't have to give him an award
You
that,
already gave
like,
him the greatest gift, and that's life.
see, and here's
Again.
the thing: if anything, make like a Damar Hamlin award, like the Walter Payton award. Like make like a fucking. Because let's be real, nobody cares about the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. It's anybody can be it. It's like whatever. If you want to give some fucking award out for that, but it's like the Comeback Player of the Year award is meant to reward somebody who
Yeah,
was shit or wasn't that good and came back and like played well.
yeah,
Damar Hamlin was not that important to the Bills on the field wise. You know, obviously his life is very important to them. And then he comes back and is basically a healthy scratch all year. He was active a few games.
yeah.
Um, how is Joe Flacco not the comeback player of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that, but like, just bait. Like, I do just want to touch on this, like, because this Damar Hamlin thing kind of rubs me the wrong way for some reason. I don't know why, but that's like giving like when Shazier got paralyzed, you're giving him the award next year. Like that's like giving Ryan Shazier the comeback player of the year the following year after that happened.
Oh,
Like I don't
oh! I thought you were saying Shazier got it. I was like, when did Shazier get? I was.
no. That, that's like the same thing that what they're trying to do.
It's close. It's close, but it's I don't know. You're giving him the award for something else. You're not giving him the award for what the
Right.
award's for. So that's
Right.
not really how. I don't know. To me, it's Joe Flacco or Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, or Tua. I feel like Tua's kind of in that conversation after his
Two is in that
concussion.
conversation, but I don't know. I think. Look, what? Okay, what's more impressive though? What Joe
No,
Flacco's
no,
done this
by
year?
far.
Okay,
Joe by
I
far.
was just making and yes, I don't know if you know, but I am loving watching Joe Flacco just go crazy in
Well,
Cleveland.
see, it's like the thing that I think that you love is like it's not any different Joe Flacco. Like he'll drop back and he's either doing a dump off or he's slinging it 60 yards downfield and it's going to be a touchdown or a pick and he's
Yeah.
going to do that every single fucking drive. Like
And the thing is, there were no hard feelings with him leaving Baltimore. You know, it's like when he left Baltimore, it was like he understood. It's like he got it.
right.
Like it's like yeah, it's like yeah, no, no, y'all, yeah.
He got that
Lamar needs to
bag,
do his thing.
finished his contract on the bag, and then I think he mentored Lamar for a year, and then he was like, "All right, cool. Like, appreciate me getting a ring from y'all, and that's it."
He did his thing, and that's the only thing I don't want to see is him beating the Ravens in the playoffs this year, which is a very scary outcome. Now, would I
I mean,
rather lose
even
to?
playing y'all in the playoffs at home. Excuse me, at home.
That's gonna be
I
that's
don't.
gonna be
That's gonna be sad.
crazy. That's gonna be
That would be sad if
crazy.
that happened. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, I'd be way less upset losing to Joe Flacco than like Patrick Mahomes again. not again, but like Patrick Mahomes, and just
Yeah.
having to hear about how much better Mahomes is. Because I feel like there's some way you could like, it's like you could convince someone to be like, but like Joe was returning home. The Ravens just didn't have it. They were rusty. They were rusty. The Ravens are rusty. It's like they can't. They go fuck around and go to the AFC Championship and lose to Josh Allen, and he throws for 94 yards. It's like, oh fuck, yeah. You don't really have an excuse at that point. Um,
Right.
the UFL, New Football League. Do you care about it at all?
Nope.
Look, I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to watch it. I'm gonna try to enjoy it. It's the combination of the USFL and the XFL emerge. Um, so you're keeping like the what's the DC team?
The defenders.
What are y'all called?
Defenders.
The Defenders. Yeah, the
Still a better
Defenders.
name than the Commanders.
Yeah, it's crazy. The UFL teams got better swag than the NFL team from Washington. It's okay though. I'm gonna try my best. I believe either last season or whatever year it was, we tried getting into the XFL, and it didn't work. I think the only story out of that was like PJ Walker, and that was about
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Um,
and the DC Defenders had a beer snake in the crowd. That was pretty cool. Beer snake.
There you go, beer snake. There you go. There you go. And then my last problem before we get into, I just want to give my MVP votes and go over a power ranking for this week, and then I want to ask about some NBA things. But Odell rented a yacht.
I was gonna bring that up earlier, but I didn't want to do that.
So so Odell rented a yacht, and I mean made it clear that like it's for the players on the offense, and they're gonna go on the boat. And I don't know if anybody remembers, but there was this one. Now, mind you, they're not going out and partying in Miami, which I guess is better than like because if
Yeah.
they traveled to Miami and partied and then went to play in Green Bay. So it's a little bit different, but they did that thing where they went to Miami, they all partied on the boat, and then they just didn't do a damn thing versus the Packers that year.
Nope, they didn't. Mm-mm.
So I'm just gonna say this: if I see a shirtless picture of all of the offensive players on the Baltimore Ravens on a boat during these next 2 weeks, and we come in and lose to I don't know the Colts or the Browns, or we just show up and play like shit, um, I don't care what resurgence Odell made. I don't care how good of a person the Baltimore Ravens thinks he is. He's got to go. He's got to go. And and
Yep.
and 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 for no reason for on the field play. Like I said, he's a great number 3, number 4 option. But we can find that somewhere else.
Yep.
You got to go. You rent this fucking yacht, fuck this offense up. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Before we get into some NBA, 'cause I do have some questions about the NBA. Even though you said in the beginning of this podcast, you can't stand it. At least your team. Um, I kind of went and just did a power ranking on my own because usually it would have been done like Monday night, but it's Thursday, so I figured, hey, I might as well do it now. Um, so a couple changes. Now it's funny you were like Buffalo's not a top 5 team, so Buffalo's number 5 on my power ranking this week. They did make but I do have Buffalo in my top 5. But I think the top like from 5 to 9, there's an argument, but
Yeah.
here's my power ranking for this week. So at 32, I got Carolina. At
Sure.
31, I got Washington.
Yep.
I got Jets at 30. I had the Chargers at 29. Minnesota at 28. Giants at 27. Atlanta 26. Chicago 25. New England 24. Arizona 23. Denver 22. Tennessee 21. Vegas 20. Indianapolis at 19. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Green Bay, New Orleans, Seattle, Tampa Bay, the Rams, Jacksonville, Houston at 10.
Okay.
I got Cleveland, Kansas City. Now I put Philly and Detroit over Kansas City right now. For now, mind
That's fine.
you, like I said, it's interchangeable. You could put Kansas City over them, but for right now, I got Denver or Detroit, Philly, Buffalo at 5, Miami, Dallas, San Fran, Baltimore. After last week, I had Miami at 2.
Yeah.
Um, and San Fran took a dip. They bounced back, and then Miami kind of pulled a San Fran and just got
Yeah.
slaughtered by the Ravens.
Yeah.
But did you had a thought?
I just like obviously I have a problem with like Buffalo being up there. Um, for some reason I think Cleveland should be higher. I don't know where or how, when
I'm gonna
or
say how
why.
much higher though. I got him at 9.
I mean, I don't know, like 8 I think in front of Detroit would probably be a good spot.
See, that's the thing.
Um,
Like you could put Philly and KC over Buffalo. You could put Detroit. You could put Cleveland over Detroit. You could put
yeah.
like I do think there are some minor changes that you could make, but you know
I
I
do
don't
think
know.
you have New England really high though. I
So
think New England's
they
terrible.
they took a jump only because the past few weeks they've been, I mean, not even like winning games, but just putting up fights and just looking like a way better football team than they have. And I mean, they've been 32 for like a while, 32, 31. But like after just and it's also expectation versus reality or
Yeah.
expectation versus like what they got. Because, you know, the more every week, it's like you don't expect much from New England. And then you watch the decline of the Chargers. You look at the decline of the Giants, the decline of Minnesota, Chicago, Atlanta, the Jets. It's like, yeah, you could put New England under them. You could, but it's like on what like what are you fighting? Like what is it? Like what strong like nail in the coffin argument is there really to be made for
That's
like
fine.
that? But I could definitely see New England. I could definitely see New England not being 24 and being 30
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
And then my MVP votes for this week. I got top 3. I got Lamar number 1. Got Joe Flacco number 2. And oh oh out of all, I mean, shit, out of all the contenders this week, I mean, there wasn't that many to pick from. I won't lie, but out of all the contenders this week, I was looking at I was looking at Joe. I was looking at Dak. I was looking at, Justin Fields, Kyler, Purdy. I mean, there were some guys on that list, but for Joe to go out there again, put up 300. I mean, the man was falling asleep on the bench,
Yeah. Yeah.
putting up those numbers. And then for the first time this year, I believe I'm giving Kyler Murray an MVP vote. Um, Best game of the season for him, and against the Philadelphia Eagles, who are supposed to be top dogs in this league, and they got it done versus them. But I gotta ask you, MVP, DPOY, OPOY, the rookie version. Who do you got?
All right, MVP Lamar. Easy. I feel like that's sealed, done deal. Rookie, I would go Puka just because I feel like he's gonna break that record that's held for 60 years, and you know that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But defense rookie, I don't even know. Like I've
I guess
no fucking
bro in Dallas. Uh,
land.
yeah, the corner or the DB.
Is he a rookie?
What was that?
He's a rookie.
I'm thinking. I think it's is it Wilson number 6.
Oh, I have no idea who you're talking about.
He's kind of just like Diggs. He's got like a good amount of picks, but he just lets up a bunch of yards. Um,
Jerron Bland. You're talking about 26.
am I?
I think so.
I don't know, but I'm on the same boat as you. I don't really have a D, Roy.
Yeah. Um,
Um,
defensive player. I would. I might. I don't know. Like, I guess Deron Bland, who I'm talking about. Like he has like 6 picks and like 2 of them are touchdowns, I think, or something like that. I don't know. Offensive player of the year.
Come on. It's double C.
Oh yeah, CMC.
Or Tyreek Hill. It's Christian McCaffrey or Tyreek
Yeah,
Hill.
yeah, yeah.
Who were you thinking about? Were you just drawing a
I don't
blank?
know. I was trying to find a name.
But I mean, yeah, I think besides Christian, I mean, Christian McCaffrey or Tyreek Hill, but it's like to me, it's I don't know. Tyreek is really, really, really good because of his skill set, and he's really good at his specific way of playing receiver.
Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey is like the most versatile weapon in the league.
yeah, yeah,
That gives me that to me gives him the edge over Hill.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't
I
know. I
agree.
don't know. But at the same time, you could look back and go, it's like, hey, it's like Tyreek Hill left and Mahomes is not the same MVP contender. But I don't know. You can't really to me, you can't base prior seasons and well look at that. But not my mind
Right.
you, awards are very narrative based, narrative driven. So
Oh,
it could
yeah.
be there could be that type of narrative played into it. But there's also the fact that Christian McCaffrey is single handedly or not so single handedly, but is very very well helping Brock Purdy be Brock Purdy.
Right.
Um, but yeah, those are our award winners. Now, before we get out of here, I gotta ask you some questions about the NBA because I basically when we planned this, when I was like, all right, we got Jackson on the pod, I just lined up a bunch of topics and I was like, I just need to run through these and ask you about them.
Yeah.
So I'm basically about to ask you a bunch of shit. Who are your MVP contenders in the NBA right now?
MVP. I think it's still a battle between Embiid and Jokic. I
Okay,
don't really.
okay.
I mean, Luca's in there, but he's not like a distant third, but he's there. Like he's third. Shea.
Are
Shea's
you
Shea's up.
are you over the big man, the versatile big man wins it narrative?
I mean, I think it does get played out, but like Embiid right now looks like the best player. Um, I'd love to see Shea win it, but it's just not like a big market. I feel like they don't really care.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. To me, it's the MVP is became a little less important as the years go by.
Yeah,
Especially
I
like
mean
it's like
it's just
I mean, Jokic goes back to back MVPs, and then like the year after he wins the finals and doesn't win an MVP, it's like, well, what are we talking about?
right,
What are
right.
we doing? Um, I guess my next question are who are your let's go top three. Who are your top three teams from each side, the East and the West?
The West, I would go right now, like not who I think is like gonna win the finals.
Well, I mean, I guess I would say I mean, if you want to push it to five and include some teams that you just want to give shout outs to that you think are pretty good, but maybe not finals contenders. But yeah, I mean, I mean, I would think the three best teams are the three best teams you think from the West are different than the three best teams that have a chance at being in the finals.
Okay, so my 3 best teams in the West right now would be Denver, the Clippers, and it's between the Thunder, Minnesota, and I think that's it. I'm not a huge Grizzlies guy. I don't really like the Grizzlies, especially the way that they're shaped up now.
Nah, I mean, Jaws coming back and going crazy and eating, but I
Yeah.
mean that
I
that
mean, but I've always like thought Ja is more like a Derrick Rose. Like, yes, he's gonna get them to a high seed, but I don't feel like they're ever really like contending.
That's interesting. You said the Clippers. I was going to ask you because the Clippers started off pretty shaky in the beginning of
Like
the year,
0-7 or 0-8, something like that.
and then they went on this 9 game stretch. Or they went 9-0, and they have turned around the. So I guess, yeah. How do you feel about? I was going to ask you, how do you feel about the Clippers bounce back, especially since the shaky start of the season?
I mean, they have Harden, so they're going to be one of the best regular season teams. Come playoff time, it's not going to matter. That's why I wanted to preface not finals teams, right?
So is there
Like,
a chance they, rely harder on Kawhi come postseason?
I mean, yeah, but I don't know if Kawhi's gonna be healthy then. It's one of those things. Like the Clippers, they're not that deep, but their starting five is pretty fucking good. Um, I like those clips of Russ. I think he played the Suns a couple days ago or something like that, and he's going
Mm,
in like normal, like off the wing, and he goes in like driving, and he smashes Bol Bol out of the way, no foul, and Bol Bol takes a 2-3 yards back, and
yeah.
he just lays it up in front of him.
I mean,
But it's just
I'm glad Russ is. I mean, at least he's not happy. He's
I think he likes being on the Clippers.
coming off the bench, so he's fine. I don't think he minds running with whoever. I mean,
Yeah, he's
he's
playing.
doing his thing. Nuggets. You said the Nuggets, so they're still number one in your eyes on the West.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. So you didn't mention the Lakers.
The Lakers are just, I don't
Do they
know.
have?
They're
Because
missing.
I was listen before you start, because I wrote down. Do the Lakers have any chance? That's a question I wanted to ask you.
I mean, yes, they have a chance. I don't know how much of a chance. Maybe a 1 or 2%, 3%. Well, definitely lower than 5%. But with Braun, I feel like you always have a chance. And I feel like AD isn't it. AD's not it.
So so health not an issue for the Lakers this year. What is their ceiling?
Conference finals.
Conference finals. Okay, okay,
I feel
okay.
like everybody's
Um,
healthy. AD is normal AD, I guess, and LeBron. I feel like Braun can get you to semis or conference.
I mean, they have some pieces though that I do think have potential or have untapped potential. I mean, if there's anybody that can untap potential, it probably is LeBron.
Right, but they're having problems with Darvin Ham now. They're beefing with Ham in the locker
Yeah,
room. It's just not looking good.
yeah, definitely having a shaky time. Right? The Lakers are definitely going through a rough patch right now, I will say. So, okay, who are your best? I mean, who are your best teams from the East?
Celtics. Um, I like I don't like the Bucks. I guess they don't look good at all right now, but the, the Bucks because they have Giannis and the 76ers.
See, this is how well I know you because I write right here. How do you feel about Boston and their big three, and how do you feel about the Bucks? I got it written down right here. So yes, exactly. So Boston, you set off the rip. I think is a it's a best case scenario big three because to me, like when you look at you have these hypothetical lineups all the time, and you look at Boston, and you were like, I was looking at like, damn, you got Tatum, JT, or you got Tatum, Brown, and then Kristaps. Like, imagine what that could be,
Right,
and it's becoming what like the best. It's the best. It's being what it can be. And
right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about the big three? Do you like it? Do you think they're? I mean,
I mean, I think I love Boston's lineup right now. I think Boston. I don't know. I do want to say outside of Denver, but I think they're 1A 1B. I think they both have the best rosters in the league. But I think Boston can take down anybody, but I also feel like if one of those pieces are out, that's like a huge hole in their team. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Like if Porzingis is out, they don't have rim protection the way that they used to. If Tatum's out, they don't have scoring like they should. If Brown's out, they don't have one extra person that can use their right hand all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's that kind of thing. You know
Yeah.
what
I
I
mean,
mean?
I will say, bro, still ain't worked at Supermax. I don't care
Nope,
unless they go win the finals this year. I mean,
that's
sure.
fine. Like,
I guess it's okay, but I don't know. So how do you feel about the Bucks then?
I mean, on paper, the Bucks should be insane. Like just a pick and roll with Giannis and Dame, and then Brooke Lopez out in the corner. Like it should be no brainer every time. Like you're either double teaming Giannis or you're stepping out 35 feet to guard Dame. Like
Hmm.
but it's just I don't know. Like maybe like the coach, I think it's still Budenholzer that doesn't really know how to like work the two yet. And I feel like they'll figure it out come like February ish, I think. Like they'll be fine. They'll obviously still make the playoffs, but
Do you think that's
Jan
enough?
what? To make the playoffs?
Like, no, like like you said, like it's pretty simple. Like on paper, you got Giannis and Dame. Like, it shouldn't be
Yeah.
that. But is that enough to like win the East?
I mean, I think the Celtics win the East. I can see them in the conference finals, but I think it's going to be one of those three teams. Like it's going to be the Bucks playing the Sixers and the Sixers get them, or like the Bucks playing the Celtics and the Celtics get them to like go to the conference finals. But I feel like two of those three teams are conference finals
Is Miami's fairy tale run over?
till they get to the playoffs.
Okay. Well, see, that's the thing. They're having a pretty good regular season,
Right,
like
but that's
record wise.
yeah. They, I mean, I do like their rookie Yami Yaquez Jr.
Uh,
He's he's tough. He's not gonna win Rookie of the Year because of Chet. I think Chet's winning Rookie of the Year, but like he's pretty good. I mean, Jimmy Butler's still like he'll play 65 games and be fine, or 70 games and be fine. Um, Outside of that, I don't really think that like the Heat always have just like random players that come in and step up just because of like that culture that they have. But like outside of that, like they just need more star power. I mean, Adebayo's having a fine season, but you know,
yeah.
you
I mean,
just need more star.
I never really thought Bam was a number two. Like my whole thing with
Yeah,
Bam is he's too small to play the way he
right,
can play. He doesn't have the
right,
skill set for his size in today's NBA. To
right.
me, um, so yeah, as a three, like if they pulled off that Dame shit and then Dame was in Miami and you had Bam as a three, yeah,
Yeah,
but you're putting that pressure on him as the second guy. It's like you're not Anthony Davis. Like this isn't like you can ask that from AD on the Lakers. I don't know how much longer you could ask for that from Bam and be surprised when you don't get much out of it.
right.
Um, okay, Chet and Wemby. How do you feel about both of them? Both of the two giants.
I think Chet's better this year. I think Wemby has more potential, like a higher ceiling, I guess. But
Mhm.
Chet was hurt last year, so he has like NBA workouts, like he has NBA regimen that would obviously get him better, like this year. Like
Mhm.
all time, I feel like Wemby's probably a better player, but Chet right now is a much better player than Wemby is.
Jackson, what is wrong with Golden State?
No Draymond,
No.
no Draymond.
First of all, they were bad before that.
Oh, I know that, but Clay's not being Clay anymore. Like he's old, he can't defend. Uh,
I'm not letting. We're not scapegoating this easy. Draymond is not the reason. Him not being there is not the reason for Golden State not playing well. I need
I mean,
something
that's
better than
true.
that
That's true,
because
but would the Golden State would be better with Draymond in. I feel like.
Would he, bro? Draymond is, bro. I don't see any positive benefits from having Draymond Green on your roster in 2024. I just don't see it anymore. I don't see it. I don't. I
That's
don't.
fair.
I really don't. I mean, look. I get it. You're a DC fan. You hate Jordan Poole now because y'all suck and whatever. But I still, to this day, think it was wrong to pick Draymond over Poole. If you want to have
I
any
do.
type of, you want to continue this run as Golden State and be this dynasty that can go and win a finals, to me, sure, he's the glue. He's this. He's got the attitude. When it comes down to it, at the end of the day, who's gonna put up better numbers on the court? Who's gonna help? Who's gonna make the team a better contender at the finals? Having Jordan Poole as your second or third option, or Draymond Green.
I agree with you. I agree, but like
I don't think the Chris Paul edition was did
nah.
anything. Like I don't. People were gassing that like, oh, Chris Paul to the world. It's like, for what? To give Curry a break from scoring 30 a night? I mean, what?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Curry has nothing. Clay's not. Clay's Clay's had a couple games the last week or two where it's like, all right, I see you, but he's also just not.
He's
Like,
not. Yeah.
Clay, Clay is at this point. It's like to me, it's like Odell. Like if he's like your third or fourth option, that's great. Like that's awesome. But like if he's like your number two guy, like if Steph's the first guy Steph's looking at is Clay, it's like fuck it. Like I don't know, bro. It's like fuck it. I might as well just chuck it up because I don't know. But I think Draymond. It's like, bro, he's getting counseled right now for his attitude. This man is.
Yeah.
This is the. What are we doing? What are we?
Yeah.
I mean, what I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can't stand the Warriors. I wish they'd get some help. Andrew Wiggins, let's not forget about him and how much gas he got. They got their chips. Like it's like everybody's favorite thing to say was like it's like Andrew Wiggins. He's not a bust because he wasn't what he was expected to be, but he's a great. No. Andrew Wiggins hasn't done shit. I haven't seen Andrew Wiggins do shit. Andrew Wiggins hasn't done anything. You know when Andrew Wiggins was good? When he had Jordan Poole next to him. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. It all goes back to Jordan Poole. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's like when it's like Steph gets to go like, oh, JP, Clay, and then Wiggins. It's like, oh, it's like I forgot about you. Like you might. It's like damn, like Wig. Like it's like yo, like yeah, you're a great fourth option, Andrew. But now it's like Clay's playing like shit. Draymond still punching people in the face. We need you to step up, and you can't. That's how I look at it. That's what I see when I look at the Warriors. I guess anything else I want to ask you about the NBA? Did you like the in season tournament?
I think it's a nice touch. I mean, I feel like you're gonna have teams emphasizing those games over regular season games, like the regular season games. But outside of that, like I don't know, it's fine.
To me, I think it exposes the lack of like trying in the regular season
Oh yeah, yeah.
for the NBA. Which I mean doesn't matter because the NBA was already cracking down on that with the load management rules and stuff. So they were already trying to push for more effort in the regular season, which is exactly what this tournament is. But I'll say, and I've been saying this all year or since it's been talked about. I think it only matters if it correlates to if the Lakers are the finals, if they're in the finals this year, it's like if the next 5 years the best three teams from the in-season tournament goes on to be in the conference finals or finals,
Right. It
okay.
should give you insight. Yeah.
maybe, but then it's like, at the end of the day, I think there needs to be more of an incentive. And Brandon actually brought it up. It's like, he was like, what if they get a guaranteed playoff spot? No matter what happens, give them a guaranteed playoff spot if they win that. Maybe you push that a little bit closer, which would mean I don't know. You can't really change. You can't push it too because I'd say it's a little too far away from the playoffs.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think this. I was gonna say you don't really want to fuck up the All Star game, but you could push that a little bit. You could push the All Star game a little bit because at the end of the day, I think the in season tournament was also put in because the All Star weekend is dying a little bit.
Game isn't what it is.
Yeah, the All Star weekend's not as hype as it used to be. So there is some good that could come from the in season tournament, but the hype it's getting already. I think just should wait. It should wait a little bit,
Yeah.
maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then my final question is, what could a healthy Phoenix Suns do?
Win the finals, but they're not.
Okay, I was just because I'm on the boat where it's like, if they're healthy, it's gonna be pretty hard to like beat them.
Yeah. I
Now
mean,
there might be
they don't have a
some
bench, but like they could win the finals. Like,
there might be some defensive issues.
yeah,
But yeah, no, it sucks that we're in 2024 and we've yet to see a healthy big three, that healthy big three play yet,
right. And
or consistently at least.
not
Um,
supposed.
yeah, no, not really not really what any of us intended to watch when it came to the Phoenix Suns. But Jackson, I think I think that is everything. We talked all week 17's games. We talked about people who are good, people who aren't good. We talked about some college football. We talked about how every Baltimore Ravens should stay away from any boat for the next 2 weeks.
So,
Um, MVPs, power rankings, the NBA. Is there anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
nah, man, all good.
All good.
Washington
Washington what?
Washington sucks
Washington.
all around.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You see, yeah, it's almost like Devin's here because that's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. The
In
same
spirit.
narrative he would be pushing. So I'm glad. I'm glad that narrative is still able to be pushed. With that being said, usually brand new episodes every Tuesday and Saturday. Next episode will be out on Saturday. We'll be predicting the last regular season games of the year, talking some more NBA, talking some more off the record shit. Maybe Devin tags along, maybe he doesn't. Who knows? But with that being said, it has been me. It has been Jackson. It has been real. We are out.